They wanted my house, but I showed them that all the cards are in my hands. It's 2 a.m. when I get the call. The kind of call that feels like a sucker punch right to the gut. Like the universe decided, hey, you're having a good night? Nah, let's wreck that. My dad's lawyer's voice hits me like a cold, emotionless brick. We're taking the house. Yeah, that's it. Straight to the point, no sugarcoating, no, how are you feeling, Tyler? No, just, we're taking the house. Here's the kicker. It's not even his house. It's mine. My name's on the deed. Tyler, 28 years old, sitting on the edge of my bed in a room that's seen more tears than a rom-com. I'm staring at these walls like I'm seeing them for the first time. This is where I learned to walk. This is where I realized as a kid that family is a four-letter word that just as easily means betrayal. This place is everything to me, but to my family, it's just another thing to sell, another thing to turn into cash. They think I'm some naive idiot who'll just hand it over because, oh, it's family. Yeah, well, screw that. I'm done playing nice. 3 days ago, I found out my old man had been trying to sell this place behind my back. For your own good, he says. Like hell. You don't get to rob me of my memories just because you want a better place with a fancy pool or some other bullshit. I was raised in this house. Hell, I was built by it. So when I found out what he was up to, it lit a fire under my ass. Not just because it's my house, but because it's the one thing they can't take from me. Not this time. So, here we are. The lawyer calls today, all business. No apology. Just the cold truth that they've already planned everything out. But you know what? It's not just some stupid legal dispute to me. It's war. A goddamn battlefield. And I'm not the guy who stands back and watches. No, I'm the guy who kicks the door down and says, let's see who's gonna walk out of here with what. The lawyer? He thinks he's the one pulling the strings, like he's the puppet master. But here's the thing. I've got the queen in my pocket, and I'm done being the pawn. He thinks I'll back down, that I'll get scared and cave because it's family. Nah, he doesn't know what he's dealing with. I'm not some scared kid anymore. I've been fighting my entire life to survive this shit show, and now, I'm not about to let anyone, even my old man, erase everything I've built. They want to play this game? Fine, but I'm changing the rules. And trust me, they won't know what hit them. The next morning, I roll up to my dad's place, like a goddamn boss. I'm still pissed, but I'm trying to keep my cool. He's sitting there in his armchair, looking like nothing's wrong, sipping his coffee, flipping through the paper like everything's just perfect. But here's the thing. I know him. I know what he's been up to. And this whole I'm so chill routine, total act. This is a guy who's been running a circus behind the scenes. And surprise, surprise, he's at the top of the food chain, pulling every string, twisting every head, pretending everything's fine while the whole show is falling apart. Dysfunctional family? Nah. It's more like a broken circus, and he's the clown pretending to juggle while the house burns down. I slam the papers down on the table. You think you can just sell it behind my back? After everything? I can feel the tension in the air, thick as hell. His eyes flicker for a second, like I actually caught him off guard. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's just that he realizes the game's up. But then, like clockwork, he covers it up, acting like he's still in control. You wouldn't understand, Tyler, he says, all cold and hard, like he's some kind of wise philosopher or something. Yeah, okay, buddy. Keep talking. I'm not having it. I'm done with the family crap. I've been gathering dirt for weeks now. Lawyers, title deeds, the sketchy investments he's been making on the side with money I'm pretty sure he doesn't really have. I've got more dirt on you than you know, I say, pulling out all the documents, slapping them down one by one like a damn pro. Boom! He's looking at me now, but he's not saying anything. He's just trying to act like he's not scared, like this is just another round of his usual power play. You think I'm just gonna roll over and let you take everything? I add, letting the weight of all that evidence settle. My fingers are itching to rip him apart with it. I'm ready for this. Don't think I'm going down without a fight. His face? Oh, it drops. That little wall of confidence he's been hiding behind? Shattered. And in that split second, I know I've got him right where I want him. Victory is within my grasp. But then, in a move so classic it's almost comical, he stands up. Like the whole conversation meant nothing. Like I'm just some annoying fly he can flick away. He doesn't say another word. Just walks out, leaving me in that cold, empty house with nothing but the mess he's made and the heavy realization that this fight is far from over. Bad. I thought I knew my dad. I thought I had him figured out, you know? But the more I dig into the mess he's left behind, the more I realize I was living in some delusional fairy tale. Turns out this whole family thing was one big lie. The lawyer? Yeah, he's been dropping little hints about a hidden trust my dad's been setting up. If that doesn't sound sketchy as hell, I don't know what does. Of course, I'm starting to think this house might be the least of my problems. Maybe it's the tip of some filthy iceberg. I don't even know what else my dad's been hiding. Probably some shady side business, or a secret love child in the Bahamas for all I know. But here's the kicker. I can feel the panic rising in my chest. It's like someone slowly tightening a noose around my neck. But nah, I'm not going down like that. Not yet. Not when there's still time to flip this whole thing upside down. So I start going through some old family documents. Stuff from my mom's side. You know, the crap my dad probably thought I'd never care enough to look at. Well, surprise, old man. I've got all the time in the world now. And there it is. A letter. Not addressed to me, of course. Hell no. That'd be too easy. It's addressed to someone else. Someone I don't even recognize. The name doesn't ring a bell, but my heart's already speeding up. My fingers tremble as I tear it open. The words blur for a second, but then they hit me like a ton of bricks. My dad's been hiding an inheritance. Not for me. Not for his own flesh and blood. Nah, this little treasure chest was meant for someone else. A stranger. A damn stranger who's been in the background the whole time. I freeze. I don't know whether to laugh or scream. What the hell is going on here? My dad's been keeping this from me for years. Everything I thought I knew about my life? A damn joke. This isn't just about the house anymore. It's bigger than that. It's my entire future, my entire existence, hanging by a thread that my dad's been cutting slowly while I was busy playing house. But now I know what I have to do. This is war. I'm not just fighting for the house anymore. I'm fighting for everything he's kept hidden. Everything he's thought he could take from me. But now, it's my turn. It's my move. The next day, I meet with the lawyer again. This time, it's not just about the house. It's about everything. About taking back what's mine. I walk into his office, and I swear, it smells like money and desperation. The leather chairs creak. The expensive cologne in the air suffocates me, and he's sitting there, leaning back like he's got the world on a string. But I know better. This guy? He's a snake in a tailored suit, and I can feel the tension thick enough to slice with a butter knife. He's about to drop some kind of deal on me, and I'm not sure whether to laugh or punch him in the face. You know, he says, all smooth and calculated, there are ways we can work this out. It doesn't have to get ugly, Tyler. He gives me that smile, like he thinks I'm some naive idiot who'll roll over just because he's got a fancy title and a smug attitude. I don't even blink. What's it gonna take for you to get the hell out of my life? I'm done with your games. I'm done being anyone's pawn, especially not this guy's. He tilts his head like I'm the crazy one here. I'm just trying to help, son, he says, as if he's doing me a favor. Then he slides a folder across the table, all sleek and official. This is your father's legacy. The trust, the house, all of it. I can make it go away, but you need to play along. I can't even fake being interested. My eyes flick to the folder, then right back to his smug face. This guy's offering me a deal, a golden ticket to everything I want, but I can smell the poison in his words. I know the cost of this so-called deal is my soul, and I'm not in the mood for that kind of transaction. I rip the damn paper in half, right there in front of him. I'm not playing your game. The sound of the paper tearing is almost as satisfying as watching his expression go from cocky to absolutely dumbfounded. He stares at me, like I've just kicked a hole in the universe or something. But I don't care. I'm not scared of his little power plays anymore. I've got a bigger move coming, something he won't see coming, and that's when he'll really regret messing with me. The silence hangs in the air for what feels like a century, but I'm already halfway out the door. The look on his face, worth every second of this. I don't need his deal. I'm gonna burn this whole thing down, and it's gonna be my rules this time. The confrontation comes fast. I don't know why I thought it would be any other way. My dad comes storming into the house, his face red with rage. He's not the man I remember. This version of him is all anger and desperation. He starts shouting, accusing me of sabotaging everything, of ruining the family's legacy. But I can't help but laugh. I'm done being scared. You think this was ever about the house? About you? I snap back. You're nothing but a liar, and I'm done being your pawn. His eyes flash with something darker, something I've never seen before. You don't know what you're messing with, Tyler. I grin. I think I do. The fight escalates, fast and violent. Words fly like knives, but they're nothing compared to the look in his eyes. It's the first time I've ever felt like I'm looking at a stranger. But it's clear now. I have to do this. For myself. For everything I've lost. The days blur together after that. Honestly, it's hard to keep track of what's real and what's just me spiraling into a mess of lies and backstabbing. One thing's for sure, though. The house is slipping through my fingers like sand in a storm, and I can feel every grain. My dad? Oh, he's pulling out all the stops. Threats, manipulation, and calling up every single relative he can find to twist their minds and turn them against me. But here's the kicker. None of it's working. It's like watching a dog chase its tail. Stupid, futile, and hilarious if you're not the one being attacked. So I do what anyone would do in my shoes. Start making calls of my own. People owe me favors, and I'm about to cash in every single one of them. I've got the dirt, the receipts, the hidden trust that's been buried under lies for God knows how long. And now it's in my hands, and I can feel it, deep in my gut. I'm not just playing defense anymore. I'm taking this whole damn thing back. Screw being the victim in my father's twisted little family drama. Everything changes the moment I realize I've got the upper hand. It's like a switch flips in my brain, and suddenly I'm playing this game, not just reacting to it. My lawyer? Yeah, he's switched teams. Turns out he's been on my side the whole time, slipping me the secrets under the table. It's like a damn treasure hunt. Documents, files, hidden bank accounts. The whole kit and caboodle. I've got everything I need to win this, and I'm not backing down. Not this time. I'm looking at the pile of evidence in front of me, and for the first time in weeks, I feel something that isn't dread or anger. It's power. Real power. I've got the playbook now, and it's game on. My dad thinks he's the puppet master? Well, guess what, old man? I'm the one pulling the strings now. The storm hits when the media catches wind. I didn't think it'd blow up this fast, but hey, when you've got dirt on the right people, things move quicker than a frat boy to a keg. The story's out there now. A rich family, secrets, lies, betrayal. A scandal that's like catnip to the press. Everyone's digging for their piece of the pie, and I'm sitting back with a popcorn bucket, watching the chaos unfold. So, there I am in the middle of a press conference, cameras flashing like they're trying to blind me, and I can feel the tension building. It's like I'm the main character in a Netflix drama. And my dad? Well, he's the sad, washed-up villain who's about to get written out of the script. He's sitting there, broken, like the man's been hit with a truck, but somehow still upright. He's desperate now, clutching onto the last threads of his empire, but they're unraveling faster than his hairline. And then it happens. I watch it all. His power, his name, everything he's spent years trying to build, slipping right through his fingers. And it's all because of me. Because I finally stood up and decided I wasn't going to play by his rules anymore. It's like watching a king get dethroned, and I'm the one holding the crown. The weight of it hits me, but not in a way I expected. I thought I'd feel some kind of guilt or remorse, some soft emotional mess of, oh, I've ruined his life. But no. All I feel is a weird mix of satisfaction and freedom. Like I've just stepped off a leash that's been choking me my whole life. The house? Yeah, it's mine now. But more than that, I've taken back control over my future. No more shadowy strings pulling me in directions I never asked for. No more pretending I'm some kind of backup plan in his twisted little world. I'm out of the cage now, and trust me, it feels damn good. It's over. I've won. And that's not even the best part. Now, I get to write the rest of my story. My dad? He's a cautionary tale, a footnote in the history of a guy who finally figured out how to stop being anyone's pawn. So, everything's wrapped up. The house is mine. My dad? He's gone quiet, like the dude suddenly decided to take a vow of silence or something. His reputation? Ruined. Completely trashed. But here's the kicker. I should be celebrating, right? I mean, I've won. I've taken control. I've knocked the king off his throne. But no. All I feel is this weird emptiness. Like, what was the point of all this? There's no thrill in watching someone you once called family crumble into dust. Trust me, I'm not here for the, oh, poor daddy sympathy shit. But there's something else gnawing at me. Something darker that I can't shake off. It's like this voice in the back of my head telling me I've won. But at what cost? I've made my peace, I guess. I've shown them all that the cards were always in my hands. That I was the one who had the power this whole time. They just didn't see it coming. But here's the reality check. No matter how many victories I rack up, there's always a price. The house is mine, yeah, but what about the things I can't touch? What about the family I used to have? I don't even know where they went anymore. It's a weird feeling, sitting here on top of this mountain of what's left of my life, and realizing that it's all just me now. No one's around to share this with. No one's there to feel any of this with me. The house might be the physical trophy, but the real loss, that's the people who aren't in it with me. Maybe that's the price of all this. Maybe I had to burn those bridges to get what I wanted. Maybe it was always part of the deal. Win the war, lose the family. Or maybe, just maybe, that's the part of the game they never told me about.